Looking on intervals, set intervals on the number line. So on set period notation, on set intervals, it is important to note that when you're given a rectangular bracket, it simply means the given number that is actually part of a given set. So for instance, if you look at B, which is 2, 6, it simply means that all these 2 and 6 are part of what? A part of B. Then the opposite is true. Looking at A, which is actually a curved one, which is 1 and 3. So looking at this one is not actually part of A. That's what you should know under set intervals. Then the other one, 3, is actually part of it. So it is also important to note that when you are representing such information on the number line, an empty dot will be used to represent the curved one. So for instance, this is our A, which is 1 in a curved bracket, 3 in a rectangular bracket will actually be running from 1 up to 3. Okay, up to 3. So since look at 3, it is a rectangular bracket, so it's going to be shaded inside. Okay. So that is the meaning of set interval notation. That is how we represent the information on a set period notation using set intervals. So now, how do we get to answer the questions that we are given? Okay. So the first question is actually asking us to find. So we know, first of all, our inverse set is actually from 0 to 10. 0 to 10 is our interval, our universal set for this sets that we're given. So how do we find C complement? So C complement means we are supposed to be outside C. So we know that C is 3, 6, okay, in curved brackets. So this diagrammatically on the number line it will be something like this. We have a 3 and we have a 6. Okay. So they are not shaded inside because it's curved. So 3 and 6 are not part of C. Okay. So C complement is going to be, so we know that our inverse set is from 0 up to 10. Okay. And we know that 10 is part of it. So it's supposed to be shaded inside. 10 is part of the inverse set. So is the 0. So it's part of the inverse set. So knowing that it is only 3 and 6, the members that between that range are the ones that are part of C. So C complement is going to be the outer bounds. So we're going to move from 3 again. So since 3 is not part of C, because it's a curved bracket, it's going to be part of what? The complement. So this is one part of C complement. Then also moving from 0, since 0 is not part of C, since it's in a curved bracket, we're supposed to shade inside equally. Okay? So it's supposed to be shaded inside like that. In a side, yeah. Okay? So, yeah. So even 10 is part of the inverse, and since it's not part of C, it's going to be part of the C complement. That is how you present this information on the number line. So this is going to help us come up with C complement. So therefore C complement is going to be equivalent to, so from 0 to 3 they are all part of C complement because they are not part of C. So we are going to show it to be rectangular brackets 0, 2, 3. Okay. So we're going to unionize it with, so this is also part of the C complement. So it's moving from 6 up to 10 and they're all part of C. So we're going to also equally use rectangular brackets. So 6 up to 10. This is how you answer questions on set intervals. create some space. The second question is asking us to find A intersection B complement. So before we can represent that information on the number line, we first of all find what A intersection B complement is. So this is our number line. Our A is running from 1 to 3. So our A is running from 1 to 3. And 1 is not part of it, so we're not going to shade inside. But 3 is part of it, so we're going to shade inside. Okay? Inside the dot we shade since 3 is part of it. Then this is our A. Remember, this is our A. Then our B is from 2. So somewhere here. So we're going to show it down. 2 is part of B. So we're supposed to shade inside. Okay. Then it's moving from 2 up to 6. Our B is moving from 2 up to 6. And 6 is also part of the ending part. So we shade inside. Okay. So this is our 6. And we know this is our B. So what does intersection mean? Intersection means what is part of the two, what is found in both of a given sets. So intersection part is where they are like interlocating. So it's this point, from 2 to 3. These are part of both A and what? A and B. So therefore our intersection A intersection B is going to be 2 to 3. And they are, since both ends are shaded, as we can see it's shaded, and we know A is running up to 1, meaning it is also shaded at that end. So it's going to be we're going to use a rectangular bracket since 2 and 3 are part of both A and B. So this is our A intersection B. Okay. So how do we represent that information on a number line? It's going to be from 2 to 3. So equal is going to be, they are both going to be shaded at both ends. So shaded. Okay. Like that. Okay. So this is our A intersection B. Now the question is asking us to find A intersection B, now the complement. So the region that is outside that set that we've just found. And since we know that our inverse is running from 0 up to 10, so therefore our A intersection B complement is going to be from this point. It's not going to be shaded because we know 3 is part of what is inside A intersection B. So the complement is not going to be part of it, and therefore it's going to be empty inside. Then 10, we're going to shade inside. 2 is also part of A intersection B, so it's not going to be part of its complement. So, but we know 0 is part of the inverse, so we shade the endpoint in this point. Okay. So how do we write to find answer? So you know, you can even indicate this to be your A intersection B complement. Is this one? A intersection B complement. So how do you write it? We're going to write it to be A intersection B complement. This is going to be equal to, so the first part is 0 to 2 and 0 is part of it, so it's going to be 0, a curved bracket, in a rectangular bracket. Then 2 is going to be in curved since 2 is part of A intersection B and not its complement. So we are going to unionize it again with 3 is not part of the complement since it's not shaded inside, so it's going to be curved. Then up to 10. 10 is part of it, so we're going to use this type of a bracket. So that is how you answer questions on set intervals. Equally, B minus C is just going to be B intersection C complement. Okay, that's what it means. B minus C means B intersection C complement. So how are we going to answer it? So we know, sorry. So we know our C complement, we found it somewhere. We found it from the first question, found our C complement. So knowing that B minus C is equivalent to B intersection C complement, so we can represent that in the C complement, which we already found on a number line together with B and find the intersection. So it's going to be like this. So our C complement, this one, is running from 0 up to 3. Okay. Then from 6 to 10. And they are all part of it, all the endpoints are part of it. So we're going to shade inside. Okay. Like that. That is our C complement. So this is our C complement. Our C complement. Then our B is given in the question to be from 2 to 6. Excuse me. From 2 to 6. So from this point up to 6. Then they are all part of it, represented by the rectangular brackets that we've been given. So like that. So what is going to be our B intersection C complement? So from this point up to this point, this region is part of both B and C complement. Then, and this point is found in both C complement and what? And our B, which is this one. So therefore, our set is going to be, let me not use these brackets. So from 2 to 3, they are all part, they are all shaded at endpoints. So it's going to be 2, like that, 3. Then that's just a single point what is found in B and C complement. This one, single point, how are we going to represent it? We're going to say union, and since it's just one, and we know it's part of it, we're just going to say 6. Okay. So that is how you present the answer inside Peter notation. So then on the number line, how is it going to be? So on our number line is going to be, come up with the points, then from 2 to 3. So remember, all both ends shaded at the ending points. So this is our B intersection C complement on the number line. So I hope everyone had an idea on how you answer questions of set intervals from the number line. Thank you. Enjoy your day.